Thank you. I'm going to call the meeting of the Southington Planning and Zoning Commission for Tuesday, October 7th, 2025 to order. Dave, can you please call the roll?
Alternate Commissioner Salmeri. Alternate Commissioner Gaida.
Here.
Alternate Commissioner Ma. Alternate Commissioner Caird.
Here.
Commissioner Tedesco. Commissioner Sewell. Commissioner Coles.
Present.
Commissioner Britton.
Here.
Commissioner Chaplinsky.
Here.
Vice Chair Walowski.
Here.
And Chair Hammersley.
Hammersley's here. I did hear from Commissioners Salmeri, Tedesco, and Sewell will not be here tonight. We will see Commissioner Keard in place of Commissioner Tedesco. With that, we have a quorum. If we can all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If we can all remain standing for a moment of silent reflection. All right, thank you.
Oh, where is our minute taker?
All right, I'm looking for a motion to approve the minutes from our last meeting on September 16, 2025. Commissioner Walowski,
So moved, Mr. Chair.
we have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Chaplinsky with a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Commissioner discussion, item number 7. Is there any subcommittee reports that we want to talk about? You all good? All right. Chairman's comments. I'll just read my preamble. Good evening and welcome to tonight's meeting of the Southington Planning and Zoning Commission. My name is Robert Hammersley. I'm the chair of the commission, and I would like to take a few moments to explain the meeting format. Aside from administrative items, tonight's meeting is comprised of 2 parts, a public hearing and a business meeting. During the public hearing, applicants get the opportunity to present their application in detail to the commission, which will allow our members and the public the opportunity to better understand what's being proposed. The commission members may ask questions during the presentation as needed, and then we'll ask members of the public who support or oppose an application to speak. If you wish to speak, please raise your hand. Wait to be recognized by myself. Once recognized, come up to the podium over here. Start with your name and address so we can get that on the record. And please address all comments directly to myself and not the applicant or other members of the public. Be advised, this is the only opportunity to ask questions and make comments on an application, because once a public hearing is closed, no additional testimony from the public or the applicant is permitted. It's important to maintain order and decorum at all times during the meeting, so please indulge me and do that. After everyone has had a full opportunity to speak, all questions have been answered, and all information has been received, the commission will decide whether it's appropriate to close the hearing, and we will not consider voting on the application until the business meeting portion of our agenda. During the business meeting, the commission deliberates applications submitted to the commission and decides how to act on them. It may take one of 4 different actions. 1 is to approve an application as submitted. 2 is to approve it with stipulations, conditions, or modifications. 3 is to table an action for a future meeting, or 4 is to deny an application. 4 affirmative votes of the commission are generally required to approve any application. If you have to leave tonight's meeting before a decision is rendered by us, please feel free to call the planning department, Dave LaValle, all the way down here on my left, your right, sometime tomorrow afternoon or anytime after tomorrow afternoon to get the results from tonight's meeting. And with that, we will move on to item number 9, Open Space Committee status update. We are privileged and honored to have Councilwoman Jennifer Klock here.
Can I shut this?
Who is, yeah, you can shut that, who is the chair of the town's Open Space Committee. And Jen, the floor is yours. Again, start with your name and address, please.
Okay. My name is Jennifer Klock, 104 Ciccio Road, and that's in Southington, Connecticut. First, thank you for having me. I see all familiar faces. I want to start out by thanking you for your time. Most of us are volunteers, and so thank you for all the time that you dedicate to the town. It's very much appreciated. I am here to report on some of the overall accomplishments of our subcommittee for open space, which is a town council committee of 9 that meets each Thursday at 4 p.m. at the Municipal Center. So alongside myself is Tony Morrison, Vice Chair, Bob Berkamos, Mark Dinder, Cecil Whitehead, Christopher Palmieri, Ed Pocock Jr., Todd Chaplinsky, and Alex Riccardone and Dave LaValle as ex officio members. So I think it's important to note that the focus of this committee is not just on acquisition, as we see a lot. It also needs to focus on maintenance and enhancements, and that's what we've done. So as we speak, we're working with our interim town planner to update a maintenance schedule to provide full transparency for residents and staff on different parcels and when they'll be tended to, as well as who will tend to them. So I want to thank Dave for his work on that. This year, we kicked off our social media campaign. Go to Facebook, Southington Open Space and Farm Heritage. You can find announcements and updates, pictures, events, and more. And we want to continue those initiatives that promote our town's nearly 1,000 acres of open space. Along with the social media campaign, we've created some initiatives in the past couple years and beyond to promote both open space and farm heritage. Southington has a significant farming history with families that are still farming today. 200 years of farming. Visit Mark Ramsey at Leaf and he will tell you all about it. But when you go there, you'll see how tireless he works on this when you get there. Why is this important? Well, because it's related to open space in a few ways. One, Leaf, for example, operates on 11 acres of town-owned land. A successful CSA program benefits our local residents and local restaurants. Two, many farms and orchards in town either abut or are surrounded by historically significant open space parcels, like Rogers Orchards, Crescent Lake, and the Curtis Farm open space piece. Also third, perceived open space. Visit the POCD from 2016 to learn the definition, but this is open space that's perceived as open by the public. Like orchards and farms, they do a lot for our community and they need our local support to thrive, so we should celebrate and support them. Some examples of the events that we've held are 2 bus tours to highlight farming heritage and open space. One was held in September 2023. These were sold out each time, and a wonderful way for our community to come together and celebrate our history in open spaces. We've had history sessions. These have been hosted by Christina Volpe with assistance from Phil Wooding and some farming families, and we've done them at Leaf, and we presented farm heritage history there. And also at Rogers Orchard, the farm heritage history session we did at the Longview Cider House, which is very exciting. Longview Cider House approved by this Planning and Zoning Commission. So these events are special and necessary to promote our local farming community, as I mentioned earlier. Projects focusing on enhancements. Before we go through these projects, I want to give a huge shout out to town staff. Without them, we could do nothing. They are an integral part of our success and always willing to help us. From our interim planner, Dave LaValle, our Parks Department under Dave LaPre, Technology Director, Mitch Gugliotti, Barnes Curator, Christina Volpe, and our Town Historian, Phil Wooding, DePaulo Principal, Chris Palmieri, and our Town Manager, Alex Riccardone, and many others that I have not mentioned. This is truly a team effort. On Pleasant Street, we've had community gardens, and we partnered with Leaf to provide 10 by 20 beds for residents to use to grow vegetables. We have an approved plan to move forward on an agricultural science barn, which is very exciting. This is a large project funded through a grant that will yield an educational barn on the property for both Ag Sci students and other groups to take advantage of. It's across from the Calendar House, and that area is going to be buzzing with activity. It's going to be very exciting. Complete with livestock. The foundation is expected to be poured before the year's end, so watch for that. Also on this property, thanks to DePaulo Middle School, is a farm stand, chickens and vegetables. It's closed for the season, but students sell what they grow and eggs from the chickens here during the week while in season. The train depot. If anyone's not visited the train depot, this is a really exciting place on our bike trail. So we cleared the parking lot to leverage more visitors there. We secured the building and installed fire protection. And there was even a movie shown in the fall of 2023 to celebrate the shooting of the movie It Happened to Jane. Yes, a movie was shot at our own train depot, starring Doris Day and Jack Lemmon. Next up is our Novick open space. So the town secured a grant, thanks to Dave, that we were able to build a footbridge at the property. That bridge is now done and completes a full circle for hikers through the abutting Griffin property, which we will actually celebrate on October 19th at 3:30 p.m. Come join us. We're having a community hike. This is also on our social media page, and we're gonna stay to catch some sunsets. If you haven't watched the sunset at Novick Orchard property, they are amazing, outstanding views. Also, our Grosky barn was another project. This barn and land has been a work in progress and a wonderful gem for our community. There are goats here if you haven't visited them, and they are being cared for. They are available for visit anytime, but please do not feed them. Our open space crew came down on a Sunday morning. It was all hands on deck to clean up behind the barn. Thank you to Dave Carbone for helping clearing that. And we have two dedicated town residents, Dave Carbone and Mike Napierski, who work very hard to maintain the animals and restore various parts of the barn as needed. Next, Curtis Open Space. This is one of my absolute prize projects. Some of you might remember me talking about this over and over and over again, and I'll never stop talking about it. That's how proud I am of it. We had a storyboard installation in recognition of the historical space, the Root Cellar. I encourage you to visit the parcel. You can park in the church adjacent to the Curtis Farm and walk down the path. There you will find a storyboard detailing the extensive pro-abolitionist history of the farm and the Curtis family. I get chills talking about it because it's so exciting. And because of the hard work of Christina Volpe and Phil Wooding and the generous donation of Mark Lovely, we were able to preserve this history for generations to come, always remembering that Southington is the city of progress. I want to thank you for your time, and I hope to work with you all in the future.
Thanks, Jen. Could you maybe answer any questions?
Sure.
that
Any
might-
questions?
Okay. Any commissioners have any questions of Jen? I'm gonna just mention that there's a referendum on our ballots this year. Do you want to touch on that briefly and talk about what that is and why it's there and what's behind it, maybe?
Yes, so we have a $2 million referendum. It will be on the ballot for this election year. That money can be used to purchase open space. It is held in the event that there is an opportunity. These opportunities come few and far between, and we have to have an advantage to be able to compete with developers, to be able to purchase whatever land comes in front of us, and that's the intent of this referendum. It can also be used for development rights as well, which is another tool that we can use to preserve space and hinder development.
And I think it's fair to say, would you agree, it's fair to say, based on your experience as the chairman of the Open Space Subcommittee of the council, as well as your time served up here and my time served up here, I think everybody might agree with this, that the procurement of open space is probably the best tool that we have in our arsenal to curb any development that might occur out there in those areas of town that are still available to be developed. Would you agree with that?
I would 100% agree, and we need to be prepared to be able to make quick decisions and, pieces of land that we can preserve, we want to, but we need to be able to compete with those that have more money, which are developers, and municipalities can prepare themselves by doing just what we're doing. There is, in towns neighboring, you'll notice too, Cheshire has a $1.5 million referendum. So we heard through our POCD process again and again that open space is one of the top priorities for our town. So that is the intent of the referendum.
Okay. Any other questions for Jen before we let her get back to her family life? I want to thank you, Jen, for your service, both in the capacity you're here today and as well as the years of service that you've given to this commission in the past. Your service on the on the POCD subcommittee, along with Todd Jablinski chairing that up. So thank you, Todd, as well. You guys have done a great job. I look forward to seeing where that goes over the next couple of months. I would encourage every member of the public who might be listening to us to make sure they vote. I'm not going to tell you how to vote, but make sure you vote on that referendum coming up. It is on the ballot, and you can either vote yes or no, vote your conscience and do what you can. And again, thank you for everything you do. Dave, thank you for your support of them on an ongoing, continual basis. I know from some of our conversations with, my conversations with Jen or Todd, everything that you do is very valuable to our town, and it certainly makes some of us, myself not included, look good. So I want to thank you for that as well. So I appreciate you. I appreciate everything you do. I appreciate your time, your insight, your passion, your compassion in everything that you've done for us in this town. So best of luck, and I'm sure you and I will continue to communicate over the years coming forward. So thank you very, very much for being here tonight. Thank you for your presentation, and I wish you well.
Thank you. The pleasure is all mine. It's an honor, truly. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, Jen. All right, moving on to item number 10, our public hearings. We have item 10A, BJ Warehouse Club, Inc., proposed special permit application to construct a 4,800 square foot car wash building within the existing BJ's Wholesale Club parking area and associated site improvements. Property located at 75 Spring Street. This is zoned as a business zone, SPU 719.
Good evening. For the record, Matt Bombasi with Boulder Engineering, representing the applicant BJ's Wholesale Club, here as well as Jeff Black with BJ's Wholesale Club and Ethan Chakowski with the traffic consultant, traffic planning and development. Let's see if I can get the technology to work here. And I see David's already coming over, so he's lost his face.
All right, let's see. Okay.
Beautiful, thank you. So as I said, my name is Matt Bombasi with Boulder Engineering, representing the applicant, BJ's Wholesale Club. We're here for a site plan review application and a special permit application at their existing club site at 75 Spring Street. I'm sure most folks are familiar with the existing club. It's located to the north side of Spring Street, just west of the intersection with Queen Street, kind of near the Interstate I-84 interchange. On the parcel now is the existing BJ's Wholesale Club. The fueling facility at the northeast of the top right of the plan here. The land to the left or the west of the club is under a conservation restriction. You can see the detention basin kind of on the north side of the west of the building, as well as the conservation restriction land to the west of that. The site is located within the B business district. It's surrounded by other properties in the B district or in the industrial district. The project is proposing an accessory car wash at the southeast of the BJ's Club, which is a permitted by special permit in the business district. The project is a 4,800 square foot tunnel car wash. It would have one tunnel lane, one tunnel car wash lane. It's located to the southeast corner of the building, located within the existing parking area, entirely within the existing development footprint, not encroaching outside of the existing parking area, and actually increases the landscape space by about 5,000 square feet. There's no outdoor washing, no vacuums, no other outdoor activities that you might customarily see at different car washes. It's just the tunnel car wash with the cleaning going on just inside the building and collected by the sewer system. The car wash is intended to be, or anticipated to be, for members' use, so similar to the fueling station. It's an amenity to the members that frequent the store, so they believe they can sign up for packages or use the car wash as they might go to use the fueling station or go to use the club itself. The project's proposed with a one-way circulation, so at the north of the car wash, you'll see two lanes coming in for a queue of cars. There'll be two pay stations just to the northwest of the corner, right we're highlighting there, merged to one lane and then into the tunnel and out. The project proposes just use of the existing site circulation, so no new curb cuts onto Spring Street. It would use a signalized intersection and circle through the driveway just at the north side of this site into the car wash through the double queue lane and out. There's 27 queue spaces. They're available, so plenty of space there, so we don't anticipate to back out into the parking area or certainly not the street. There'd be a small office space at the northwest corner of the building, which would have an attendant there just to help customers who might need it and not using the system for the car wash. And the hours of operation would be anticipated to be very similar to the club itself, so 8 to 9 on Monday through Saturday and 8 to 8 on Sundays. On the existing site now, there's 523 parking spaces. The project is proposing to displace 59 parking spaces with the car wash, which leaves 464 spaces there. The zoning requirement for the store is 386 spaces, so there's plenty of parking surplus to accommodate the development. Additionally, as part of the traffic report that was prepared for this, they did also a parking analysis using Institute of Transportation engineer data for parking review, and again, that showed only 277 spaces typically required for the development, so we feel there's plenty of parking, ample parking there, even with the proposed car wash. Additionally, the project has been designed to not impact any of the other operations on the site, in particular the loading area to the west of the car wash. Delivery vehicles currently circle around the back of the building and load in, and then circle back around the back, so it doesn't impact loading operations, and it's located away from the main entrance or other amenities on the site. The project architecture has been designed kind of to mimic the existing building appearance with the horizontal and vertical spanning that you see at the club today and some of the BJ's branding. No ground sign is proposed as part of the application. The project proposed just wall signs at the ends of the car wash to advertise it to people that might want to frequent it. And additionally, as I mentioned previously, the project actually results in a decrease in impervious space of 5,000 square feet, so 5,000 more square feet of lawn or trees and things like that within that area, which is currently a parked area. I'll turn it over to Ethan Schakowsky just to give a quick overview of the traffic memorandum that was prepared.
Good evening, Ethan Schakowsky with TPD Engineering. It's Traffic Planning and Design, Inc. I'm a professional engineer in the state of Connecticut and a professional traffic operations engineer. We prepared a traffic and parking report just evaluating the proposed development. First, we looked at the Institute of Transportation Engineers trip generation manual to evaluate the number of trips you could expect for a typical car wash of this size. We then wanted to, that data is based on standalone car washes, which have other amenities such as vacuums and other services on usually standalone sites. Given that data wasn't really representative here, we consulted with BJ's as well as the State Office of Traffic Administration, or OSTA, to determine an appropriate trip generation for this particular application, especially given that it's really for the BJ's members on site. It's not for anyone passing by. In coordination with OSTA, and looking at other data that BJ's has for similar type add-ons like the gas facilities, it was inappropriate to assume that 50% of the trips that would be generated from a car wash of this size would be from members already using the BJ's supermarket discount club. So given that information, we calculated an increase of new trips to the site during the evening peak hour would be 39, which is below the town criteria for additional traffic impact analyses, also below OSTA's criteria to do a more expanded traffic analysis. That said, I did look at traffic counts that we had performed, that our office performed for another application in 2023. At that time, we had counted about 875 vehicles during the PM peak hour were using Spring Street. So this increase in new traffic would be less than 5% of the current traffic on Spring Street based on these calculations. We also took a look at it was mentioned already, but we took a look at parking generation for the site. We found using the IT data that about 277 stalls would be needed during the Saturday peak period for a discount club of this size. That's about 60% of the proposed supply, so more than enough parking to satisfy expected demand. Happy to answer any questions about any of that.
Yeah, we'll let you do your presentation, and then we'll open it up to questions, so.
Sure. I'll finish up.
I'll just touch base quickly on a few other things. Water and sewer connection, there's existing water and sewer infrastructure that comes into the club at the southwest corner of the building. We propose to tie into that same infrastructure. We did receive a few different engineering comment review letters, and I believe we satisfied them relative to sewer, and we've been coordinating with the water department. I believe we've responded to all their comments, and they just indicated we're waiting to get on to meet with the water commissioners, but they did indicate the existing line that feeds the building has the capacity and pressure to serve the development. For stormwater, we did provide a drainage calculations along with our application. The project does reduce impervious surface, so it does inherently reduce rates and volumes of runoff from the area. One question we did get from engineering relative to this is, was the car wash activities anything occurring outside the building? Obviously, that could make it into the stormwater infrastructure, and no, all of the car wash activities are interior of the building. They'll be collected within the sewer infrastructure into reclamation tanks and then ultimately out through the sewer system, so not out into the drainage system. The lighting, the project proposes to utilize largely the existing lighting that exists there today. There's one light pole which we would relocate to accommodate the car wash, and propose some wall pack lights along the walls of the car wash just to light some of the drive aisles a little additional where there's some transaction areas. All dark sky compliant lights, shielded and not directing onto abutting properties. And we did prepare erosion control plans, which would be implemented during construction for silt fencing, inlet protections, construction entrances, just to prevent construction sediment from entering the stormwater system during construction. Finally, I guess I'll just quickly touch base on the special permit criteria set forth in section 8D5. I'm happy to get into more detail once we're through. Item A, suitable location for use. We believe that it is located in a business district, surrounded by other business uses, no residential uses, in direct proximity. It's complementary to the existing club, so within the existing parking area, attended for the same customers that likely will be using the club area, and an amenity for those members. Additionally, it uses existing site access, so no new access points. It's kind of an infill redevelopment project as opposed to creating new curb cuts or other access points. We believe the improvements are appropriate. Item B, the building elevations have been designed to mimic the existing club. In addition, as I've mentioned previously, 5,000 square feet of additional landscape space, so reducing the parking area, adding the building and landscape space there. We don't believe it'll discourage or hinder uses of surrounding site. It's within the existing development units, consistent with the other uses in the vicinity, not a noise nuisance relative to the other uses that are in the area. And again, just wall pack lights of the proposed lighting, so no light nuisance onto the roadways or abutting properties. Item C, suitable transportation conditions. As Ethan ran through, it's a low trip generator, and we do feel many of the trips will be shared trips, so people using the club would also get their car washed or potentially using the fueling facility, and also getting a car wash as part of their membership with BJ's. We've designed it to provide one-way circulation, plenty of queue space, and no impact to the entrance and loading facilities and other uses on the site. And as Ethan had detailed, the parking continues to meet the zoning requirement or even engineering standards for parking, so we think there's ample parking on the site even with the 59 space reduction for the car wash. Item D, adequate utilities and services. It's going to connect entirely to on-site infrastructure. We do have an indication from the utility departments that there is capacity in those lines, and would obviously go through whatever construction permitting we need to for those connections as it were to move forward. Item E, environmentally protection and conservation, is entirely within the limits of an existing paved parking area. No encroachment outside of that existing development area, and actually, again, a reduction in impervious area within that development area. Item F, long-term viability. The club is an operating business. The BJ's Wholesale Club is to be operated by the same folks, by BJ's Wholesale Club themselves, so it would be maintained by them, similar to how they maintain and operate their existing store. In G, consistent with overall objectives, we do think it promotes economic development. It promotes a redevelopment opportunity within an existing parking area where there's the ability to lose some parking supply without encroaching into any natural wooded areas or vegetated areas, just a complete infill area. That said, I'll hit pause. I'm happy to answer any questions the commission has on the
Okay.
application.
Thanks, Matt. Any questions from members of the commission? Commissioner Britton, followed by Commissioner Coles.
Thank you so much. So I understand this is the first car wash for BJ's in the US, right?
I believe so, yep, yeah, first one, yeah.
All right, so that's exciting news, but I just have some follow-up questions to that. So some of the things that you touched on, I'm just kind of curious how the layout is. You know, when we see a beautiful day, we're gonna see backups, especially if you're gonna offer it to your members, right? Where does the overflow go up? Does it go up and block those spots up there on the right side? There's like that, yeah, right there, yeah, that little section.
Yeah, sure. So the project is designed with 27 queue spaces, so we do have a pretty substantial queue. I think the peak trip generation in the peak hour is anticipated to be 39 vehicles, so only 9 more than the queue that is available. That said, to answer your question, yeah, if for whatever reason there was a backup, it would back north up that driveway, and it would have, I guess, quite a length there to impact any other drive aisles on the site.
Do you have any backup plans for those spots, being that they might be no longer be able to be used if traffic is severely backed up?
Nope, I think the parking lot's a bit underutilized, so I guess if it were to block up, they would be inaccessible. But I think we're not anticipating that condition, just given the queue available.
Sure. And just for my sake, can you just point out where the entry points are to the store?
Yep, yeah,
I know it's a sizable lot. I've been to
Yep.
BJ's many times.
yes. So I don't know if you can see my mouse, but yep, thank you. Right at the northeast of the parking area. Yep, right there is the main entrance or the breezeway for the store.
Okay.
It's the opposite side.
Just want to make sure it wasn't another spot at the bottom there.
Yep,
which
yeah, no
which could
public
impede.
entry over that way.
Sure. And I know that in a couple of the write-ups, we talked about, you know, it's 2 lanes to 1. Did you make a concession to put a sign that merge?
Yeah, we did add pavement striping for merge, and I think we'd be amenable to a sign if that was
All right, good. And then what is the height of the curb that goes around
6 inches.
6 inches?
Yep.
And then I know right now there's trees and landscaping, and you did mention in your presentation that you're gonna, you know, part of that site plan is to add more landscape. What does that look like?
Yeah, I think
Are you removing what you have already? Are you just transplanting different?
yeah, so work within that area would largely disturb it for the construction. So I think there are a few small landscape islands in the parking area there. So those would come out and we'd rebuild the entire area. But everything shown in green on the exhibit would become landscape space. I think it's, like I said, about 5,000 square feet more than what exists in the area today. And then just what's shown in gray would be the drive aisle circulating the car wash.
Okay. Thank you. That's all I have.
Thanks, Rob. Caleb?
I'm going to pick right up right after exactly where you left off. So what I was looking at is that green space. If you could actually, can you move the screen to the profile picture of I kind of want to look at the south to north approach.
You're looking for the building elevation?
Yes,
Yep.
yeah, thank you. There it is, perfect. So from curbside, it's a pretty aggressive building. It's a pretty aggressive profile. And to Commissioner Britton's point, if we do have that additional space, and I think that's great that we have some green space there. But in the plan, there was no planting schedule for street trees or anything else like that. And that's something that, especially considering that aggressive profile right on Spring Street, I'd be interested in hearing a little bit more about, or if you can expand on what you can possibly do there.
Yep, yeah, yeah, sure, we did include a landscape plan.
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed it then.
Yep, yeah, no problem. There are a few, I guess I call them shade trees, and shrubs proposed around the car wash. Sorry, it's a little finicky. That said, along that side, I think we were trying to minimize too much tall vegetation along there, but I think if the commission was interested in like some columnar, type
Yeah, I'm
trees, I
not
think
looking
that
for an
would-
80-foot oak tree.
Yeah,
um,
yeah, fair enough.
But something to break up the structure a little
I
bit.
suspect the applicant would be amenable to like that type of thing, especially along that facade there on the side that faces Spring
Good.
Street.
That would be fantastic, thank you. And then, again, following up on Commissioner Britton's question on queuing, what's the length of time it takes for a vehicle to traverse the car wash?
I'm gonna check with my team just to make sure I don't give a wrong number.
About 2 minutes,
Two-
maybe a minute and a half, but you can fit 6 car washes at a car.
6, okay.
Yep.
It moves along pretty quickly. Good. Yeah, those are my questions. Thank you
Awesome.
very
Thank you so
much. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Right. And Caleb, just to point you to that landscape plan, it's on page 13, it's a sheet labeled L101. That page and the page following that, which is site development plan, which talks about the actual foliage or trees that they're planning on putting there, it's outlined there. So just, that was what the applicant was referring to when he said that there's a landscape plan included in the material, so,
I see it now.
Okay.
I didn't scroll down far enough.
yeah, no, that's okay. I'm guilty of doing that often myself, so. Any other questions from members of the commission? Commissioner Orlowski?
It's not really a question, but I'm just trying to get a handle on, following up on the landscaping. From this view, we could see the street trees that are between the road and the drive-through alley. Those trees, if my memory serves, are probably 10 to 12 feet tall now, where do you think they would line up on the building, top height?
The building itself is between 18 and 27 feet, so I think a part of the way up the building, maybe not all the way to the peak, but,
So when the engineering department was calculating, were they factoring in that vegetation with what they were trying to do? with-
sure, yeah, sure, to a
with the
certain,
car wash?
to a certain extent, because they wouldn't want to put too much along that view. They want it to be appropriately screened, but not so much so that you can't see that the
Right, so
building's there.
To kind of further with what my colleague here was saying, was that versus putting it right up against the building, I would think if any enhancements would be necessary, it would be to enhance that buffer towards the street, because it would give more room, more long-term benefit, and probably, screening it from the road. So is that something you guys would be open to?
Yep, yeah, I think we would be amenable to it. I will note that that's within an easement area along that area, so I think we just want to double check.
If there was an evaluation, I believe there's some gaps, and there might be some, less than perfect specimens out there where maybe we could beef up the landscaping out along the buffer and consider that our buffer, and I think that would probably make everyone up here happy.
Yeah, I think they'd be willing to take a look at replacing or maintaining. with
Thank
something.
All set?
Yes.
Any other questions for members of the commission? Okay, I'm going to ask a couple. Parking for electric vehicles, there's a state mandate, Public Act 22-25, which requires that 10% of any new buildings for commercial purposes are devoted to EV parking. Have you accounted for any EV parking on this plan?
Not currently proposed, no. And there's no, I guess, public parking associated with the car wash. It's just the car wash queue itself. There's no parking for vacuums or other customers to get out of their car for the car wash itself.
So your answer is no?
No,
You've not included any electric vehicle parking spaces, dedicated electric vehicle parking spaces?
Correct.
Anywhere on that site?
Correct, I don't believe there are any that exist today either. Yep.
There's nothing there now, no, but I'm just wondering, okay. The lighting, you talk about moving a current pole, and talk a little bit about horizontal effects of lighting. Could you expand on what if any, effects this is going to have on lighting. We do have a lighting regulation in town that requires that all lighting not overflow onto adjoining properties. And I think that applies to business zones as well. So when you move that pole, it wasn't quite clear in your memo dated September 2nd, what effect, if any, that might have on adjoining properties. So could you talk about that a little bit?
Yep, yeah, sure. Just very roughly, the existing pole that's out there today is maybe roughly the dead center in the building there today. So we propose to move it a little further away from the property line and to the east into that landscape area that's just to the north, east of the building itself. So I think that light pole actually be moved a little further away to reduce lighting impacts. And then as far as proposed lighting, again, all wall pack lights, I think they'd all be mounted 12 feet, very low, wouldn't shine off of the property, and they'd be dark sky compliant. The one thing I will note is the property line's a little awkward on this property, where actually you see it runs through the center of the drive aisle to the south of the building. So we just want to appropriately light that drive aisle there, but it wouldn't shine, I guess, into Spring Street or far off the property.
Okay. And you mentioned, I think you mentioned the hours of operation. What are those?
I think that we anticipated to be very similar to the club, so 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. Monday through Saturday and 8 to 8 on Sunday.
The gas station runs at a different timeline, so I'm wondering if you're planning on keeping it at what the gas station, that's like a 6 a.m. to a 8 or 9 a.m. or p.m. schedule. I didn't know if you were planning on doing it.
I think we're anticipating the club hours, correct?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's most likely the club hours, but we're not.
I'm sorry, could you come up to the mic?
Oh,
I
sure,
can't
that's
hear
fine.
what you're saying. Give us your name and your address,
Sorry.
please.
Jeff Black. I'm with BJ's Wholesale Club. I'm a site development manager. My address is in Massachusetts. I don't know if that's.
Well, Jeff, you don't have to give me your personal address. You could just give us your business address.
Sorry. 350.
You could give us your personal address, too.
Sorry, 350 Campus Drive in Marlborough, Massachusetts.
Okay.
Yeah. So the hours of operation are expected to mimic the club at this time, but we're not, set in stone. But if there wasn't, the board had any feelings like to mimic the club or the gas hours were too early, then, we can certainly be amenable to what the board may have to say about it.
So Jeff, in the September 2nd, I don't know if Jeff, if you're the proper person, or Matt or somebody else on the team is the proper person to talk about this, but in the memo, again, dated September 2nd, 2025, that's in our packet, there's a statement there that says that proposed improvements and proposed wall mounting fixtures are calculated to meet the requirements of the town of Southington zoning regulations. You're familiar that those zoning regulations, again, don't allow for any light spillover on any adjoining property, which would include the roadway there, correct?
Correct, yep.
So we're going to make sure that we adhere to that. I'm big on dark skies. I recognize that part of town might be a little bit rough to get there, but a little bit at a time, and sooner or later we'll get there. Probably not in my lifetime, maybe not even in yours, but I'm hopeful that someday we get there anyways.
Yep, yeah, completely amenable to dark sky compliant light fixtures, completely cut off at the 90-degree angle and not shining, obviously, out into the roadway. Zero light through that.
We call those full cutoff, Dave, is that what they're referred
yeah,
to?
full
Okay, so if we were to put a stipulation in there, you guys obviously wouldn't have a problem with that, I guess is what I'm asking. All right, the last thing I'll talk about, not something that this commission necessarily opines upon by regulation, but the signage that you have in there. You mentioned that you're gonna attach a sign to the pylon, sign that currently occupies the front of the store out there, right? Out in this area, I think that's a sign right there.
Yeah, the thought would be, we'd probably swap those.
I get it. It's going to look just like the sign out there with different wording on it. Another sign on a pylon sign. We don't, by regulation, allow pylon signs. We don't require that you replace a pylon sign when you're touching it, which is what you guys are planning on doing. But I really think that it would be a really good community thing if you guys would consider going back and maybe bringing that sign into conformance with our current regulations, although the sign was there before those regulations were adopted in 2017. And again, we don't opine on it here. It's not going to be part of our action, but just from a community standpoint, I don't have much more time to plead with applicants up here, but, so it's nothing personal. I just would really love to see that sign become one that's in compliance with our current standards, which don't allow for pylon signs. And I think it actually aesthetically dresses up your property out there too, which I use often. So just for me to y'all to think about it. With that, any other questions for members of the commission before we open it up to members of the public? You have anything else you want to say before I open it up to folks
Yep, no.
behind you?
Yep.
No? Okay. Take a seat. What we'll do is we'll open it up to people to come up and comment. And then afterwards, you can reply to whatever comments they have. All right? So at this time, we'll open it up to any members of the public who would like to provide testimony, either for or against this proposal. Again, just come up to the podium, give us your name and your address, and let us know what your thoughts are. Sometimes I feel like I'm on Jeopardy and I'm waiting for the music to kick on. It never happens, so. We'll give it a second run. Anybody? Okay. Matt, you want to say anything else before we move on here? In closing?
Nope, just thank you so much for the time, and obviously any questions, we're happy to answer them, but appreciate
Okay.
the time of the commission.
All right. Thank you. Any reason to keep this public hearing open from the members of the commission? Anyone have an objection to closing it?
Sir.
Seeing none, we'll close the public hearing on that matter. Moving on to item 10B, Benjamin and Sarah Ashley Nutting, proposed addition to basement, first and second floor, basement shed, storage area, first floor in-law suite, 562 square feet, and second floor extension of master bedroom, property located at 827 Pleasant Street. This is an R 2025 zone, SPU 720. Is the applicant here? Okay. Can you come on up and just share with us what your plans are, please?
Good evening. I'm Sarah Ashley. This is
I'm
Benjamin, 827 Pleasant Street, Southington, Connecticut.
Thank you.
Do you want to talk or you want me to? So we have worked diligently with an architect to transform the facade of our house to look complete, while we would like to build an in-law suite attached. There's a lot of wording here, but in order to make the new accommodations look aesthetically pleasing, we then would have the additional features, such as the storage shed, which would be underground, basically, accessed from the back of the house, like a shed, but attached. And building up again, which is the second floor extension of the master bathroom, which again makes sense with the current floor plan that's proposed.
Okay.
Anything else you want to add?
Anything else?
No.
Open it up to commission members. Any questions? You guys are getting some work done out there right now, huh?
Oh,
Listen,
My wife keeps asking me what it is. I'm like, I have no idea.
everybody
Like,
asks
what-
us what it
I
is.
used to have a nice lawn once upon a time,
Yeah.
and not anymore. No, we have to, so in order to do the addition, we
Right.
have to, we were on septic,
Mm-hmm.
and the space we need for the addition is where the reserve is. And
So the
because we have this
first
weird
requirement-
triangle-shaped lot, the only way we can make it all work is to hook up to sewer. Now, we would have loved if the town had sewer down Pleasant Street.
Which-
We have a triangle-shaped lot.
It's okay.
The sewer, the manhole cover is 35 feet in one direction and 500 feet in the other direction, and there's no plans to ever connect the two. And so the only way that it would work out is if we went to the actual sewer pipe. So we went through our entire front property. Our neighbor was nice enough to let us go through the easement part of their property. And we are finally attached now and
Yeah,
hopefully restoring things, but we don't want to go too far because if we're going to be doing
Addition.
the addition, then it doesn't make sense to re-tear up things again, so.
yeah. Well, I saw it transcended the property on the other side of y'all, and I was like, but I think I saw the crane or the backhoe getting pulled out of there the other day.
Yes.
I live
Making
on Hobart
progress.
right here, so
Yeah.
I walk over there all the time, so
We're
that's why
making
I noticed it
progress.
so much.
We're making good progress.
Yeah. Anyways, okay, enough, we digress, right? Any questions for members of the commission? Kat?
Just one. I just want to make sure I understand the addition square footage. So this is expanding your current space about 562 square feet?
So our current house is, I think it's
The first
1,064 square feet on the first floor. We have a two-car garage currently.
Okay.
The thought is, we had a number of different plans that we ran through with Dave, and in the end, this is what we came back with, was if we take the current two-car garage and put on another two-car garage, finish the current two-car garage,
So that way also it enables her to use our front door,
Yeah.
which is another requirement.
Yes.
So we were just trying to hit all the nails on the head
Correct.
when we were creating this floor plan. Yeah, so that was,
but because we have the square footage of the garage is too big for the first floor, we actually have to add on a new mudroom in order to connect the two, and
Yeah.
then a small little office in order to accommodate it. Now, on the second floor, you didn't ask, but I'm telling you anyways.
okay.
Our master bathroom it's like 8 by 5. It's not a very big master bathroom, and we have a 2-foot by 2-foot window there. The new roof line will cover that window, so our small master bathroom will turn into a dungeon. So the thought was, what can we do to make that better overall value for the home, on the home? So the goal was to change that out to a brand-new master bathroom suite, just so that we can make it fit the house, because at this point, we'd have a very, a slightly bigger home with an in-law suite and a very small master bathroom. It would make a lot of
Right.
sense resale value-wise.
I don't want you to have a dungeon bathroom.
well,
Me
we don't
either.
Okay, no, thank you for clarifying.
And the rear-facing storage, the way it's worded, so underneath the mudroom and underneath the new office.
Yeah.
Because we already have a
obviously-
walkout.
So we have a house built at street
So-
level.
Yep.
So we actually grade downward. So we've been trying to get a shed for a number of years, but there's no real room because of our weird triangle-shaped lot.
I see that.
So the thought was, we're already gonna have to put a foundation in anyways. For the mudroom to come up from ground level up, we might as well just put an
So
actual
it'll be a
garage door on the
storage
back.
garage.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like a little storage garage where we can put the lawnmower and snow blower, that kind of stuff.
Oh, this looks clever.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
You all set, Kat?
Yes.
Anyone else?
Is your
Kristen.
backyard, does the backyard slope down into?
Slightly.
So how are you guys gonna accommodate for any sort of like runoff, rainwater, things when you disrupt the soil? Like is it gonna flood someone else's yard in the back?
No, currently we have a retaining wall, and we will also build an additional retaining wall, depending on what the architect and the
Yep.
builder decide to do. as
All
far
retaining
as-
walls require a French drain at the foot,
Yeah.
so we're gonna just tie into what we already have
Yes.
on the property.
You all set? All right, any other questions from members of the commission? It looks by your affidavit that you're marrying your two mothers together.
Well, it's an and/or. I mean, you never, no, but it's just one of those things, like, you don't have to
I
reapply.
commend you if you're able to do that, I mean, that's great, but,
They don't get along that well.
I don't think I've ever seen that before, so, all right, I'm gonna open up to members of the public to comment, if there is anybody, and then we'll see where we are, all right?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay, thank you. Is there anyone in attendance who'd like to comment on this application, either for or against? Going twice? Anything else you want to add, or you want to just leave it like that? You guys good?
No, thank you very much for your time. I mean, we definitely appreciate it. It has been a long, long road. We've been working on this for over 3 years, just to figure out, like, how to make it all work.
It ain't getting any shorter.
That's fine, that's
we're-
fine,
we're
but we're
just-
actually making progress now.
Yeah,
We can
we're
finally
making
move
progress,
steps
right? Okay.
forward.
Yeah,
So thank
as
you for
long
your
as
time, and
the
David,
town's
thank you for
happy
everything.
and we're
Appreciate it.
happy, we're good.
Okay, is there any reason to keep this public hearing open, commission members? Anyone? Okay, we'll close the public hearing on that. We'll take you up in the business portion, so just
Thank
take
you
a
so
seat for a
much.
little bit. Item 10C, John Frugrad, proposed additional attached two-car garage exceeding 3 space maximum for the property located at 863 Old Turnpike Road. This is zoned in our 2025 SPU 721. John?
Good evening, John Flugrad, 863 Old Turnpike Road, Plantsville. I'm proposing a two-car, it'll be attached garage behind the house. My current attached two-car garage, as it's stated, is actually, it has my stairs to my basement because I have a ranch, so it takes up a bunch of square footage. Also, my chimney to my house is also in the garage currently. So if you figure it out, it's actually in the 1.13 car if you do it by the square footage of my current garage. I also have a current detached, it's called a garage. I use it as a workshop farther back in the back edge of the property. So I'm applying for a permit, special permit for a attached garage, 28 by 32, attached with a 30-foot breezeway between the house and the new garage.
Okay. Any questions from members of the commission? Steve?
Yeah, I'm trying to look at the rendering that you have here. On the home,
Yes.
is there a garage bay on the existing home?
There is it's not in the rendering. That's a family room that was added on in 1980. So the actual garage is just in front of that. It is facing the street.
All right, because I'm trying to look at your floor plan here, and I'm not seeing,
I think it was cut off. It's not a complete floor plan. Yeah, that floor plan is just the family room addition to the current house. I don't believe I have a complete floor plan of the entire house.
it's like,
I don't bring one with me either.
I understand, and I'm not trying to be difficult, but
So it's,
I like to see things.
it's a 20 by 24 garage currently on the
That
house.
makes it difficult to like to see things.
All right. Without seeing a more detailed drawing, I'm going to have to not ask any more questions.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions for members of the commission? Okay, we can come back.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. John, I'm going to open it up to members of the public to ask them if they want to comment, and then we'll circle back, okay?
Sounds
Okay.
good. Thank you.
Any other members of the public out there who'd like to speak for or against? Come on up, ma'am. Again, just start with your name and your address, please.
Hello, I'm Mary Frances Alonso, and I live at 836 Old Turnpike Road. And I want to say that I'm in favor of the garage. It's not visible from my property. It has no impact on my property. And parking and driveways are a real problem these days because when a lot of those houses were built, they were little bungalows, and maybe people didn't even own cars. So there's been some very creative things that have been done on the street to accommodate parking, and his situation isn't even going to be visible from me. So I have I'm in favor of it.
Okay. Thanks, Mary. Anyone else like to testify either for or against this application? Okay, John, you want to come back up for a minute? Caleb, you were on the fence, it looked like, so
Yeah,
I'm going to give you an
I think
opportunity if you
I
have a
know
question. Go for it.
I think I know what I need to ask then.
Go.
Sure.
So as I'm looking at the GIS and then also your site plan rendering, so this is gonna go to the rear of the house connected by a breezeway.
Correct. It'll be completely behind the house. It won't be to either side. It'll be, I want to say 27 feet minimum to the property line at the closest point.
The structure will be.
The structure, yes.
What's the size of the structure?
28 by 32.
2 vehicles?
Yes.
And then it looks like you have existing asphalt that goes into the backyard, is that?
Correct.
And that's impervious all the way back, there's a shed back there?
Yes.
Now you're gonna expand this asphalt also?
It might be just slightly just to go to the garage
Just to
bays.
button it up?
Yes.
So that there really won't be too much? So the
No.
most impervious thing is gonna be the structure itself?
Correct.
Okay. And then runoff from the structure is gonna go where?
I have a dry well element installed. I want to say it's like, I think I figured it out, it was going to be like 6, hold I get the numbers here someplace. It's like 700 gallons, I want to say, total of the capacity into dry wells. It's like it's about 830 gallons of capacity into dry wells.
You had an engineer take a look at that for you?
No, I just kind of drew it up myself.
And then the driveway, so the passway between the south of your property, the property line, that's where your driveway's gonna go.
Yes.
Right now, though, your normal parking is to the front of the building?
Yes, there's like a parking space behind the house between, right now there's currently a hoop house that I'm gonna remove. So there's like a parking space between the two right now.
Were you parking in that hoop house, or using
No,
that
I
as-
was using it for like a shed, my lawnmower and some firewood and stuff.
All right. And so now, but the point being is that now you're gonna have specific traffic, it doesn't really make sense. You know what, I think you see where I'm going.
Yes.
You're gonna be using that as a more used driveway now.
Yes.
So you have enough space, and it's kind of hard for me to tell right here, but between the edge of your house, the structure, and the property line, about how big is that?
It's probably 15 or 18 feet.
Okay.
I want to say from the property
And
line.
then
to-
most of that is paved?
Yes, it's paved. Yeah, there's maybe.
Pretty much from the house
There's
to-
maybe 4 feet of grass, probably from the property line to the edge of the pavement.
Just on like a buffer, so to speak?
Yes, yes.
Perfect, okay. All right, so there's enough room.
Yes,
All right,
yes.
good. Thank you very much. I
Oh, you're
appreciate
welcome.
your time. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Yep.
Anybody else?
So, John, I'm struggling a little bit here, too. I can't quite picture where you're proposing to put this garage. It's not on the side of the house.
No, it's basically directly behind the center of the house. It's
It's
pretty much
directly
the center of the lot,
behind the side of the house?
the center, behind the house.
Oh,
So,
Okay.
let's see, one of the,
yeah, I saw that.
That's what we have here.
Okay.
so one of them, I want to say it's like 32 feet off the property line on the backside, and it'd be like 27 feet on the driveway side from the property line. So it's basically centered in the lot, directly behind the house.
So your property is like a exaggerated rectangular,
Yes, it's
Shape.
approximately 100 feet wide by 640 feet deep, I believe. It's 1.4 acres.
so the access to the garage would be by,
To the right
maybe
hand.
you answered this already, is by going through as you're coming in on the right-hand side, going around and then parking
Yes.
in the back?
Yes, there's currently a driveway there already. My current garage is on the right-hand side of my house, so then there's a current paved driveway that goes to the right of the current park garage around to the backside of the house.
Okay. I think I kind of understand. Steve?
So what I would like to say to you at this point is that the detail on your presentation is lacking. You know, we're asking you a lot of questions. Members have pulled up pictures on our own to view the property. However, you're trying to explain that you have 15 to 18 feet from one place to another. You need to put together a scaled drawing
Okay.
that shows everything that you're proposing with dimensions on it, so we can just look at it and know what we're looking at. Here's the location of my driveway, here's the location of the new building, and I appreciate you're new at this, you know, but you've given us this where the location of the house is kind of fogged out, and you've got pencil sketches with, you know, crammed into a little tiny area. You know,
Okay.
I understand you're new at this, but you need to give us
Okay.
something to look at where we can look at it. So what I'm going to propose is that we're gonna table this and give you an opportunity to put this together so that everyone can look at it and know what we're looking at and know what we're going to approve and/or deny. But it's gotta be a little bit more of a
Clear.
quality presentation than what we have right here.
Okay.
Does that sound fair?
Yeah, I understand.
Okay.
So,
Can I just ask a clarifying question?
yeah,
So Commissioner, are you just asking him to create something to scale
Yes.
with all the driveway, put it in there and everything, all the
Yes.
detail?
Yes.
Okay.
Just something that, this is exactly what we're doing. There's no guesswork. We don't have to, you know, pull the information out of you.
Yep.
And we can look at it and say, here's what's gonna happen, because if we approve it, it goes with you, it goes with the property, and it's permanent.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay?
Yep,
Thank you.
all right, you're welcome.
So John, we're back here again in 2 weeks. I don't know what the date is. It's October something.
21st, probably.
Same time, if you could just in the interim, just maybe get us a little bit more of a visual enhancement on what you're trying to do. I think that's what Commissioner Wolowski's looking for. It would, frankly, for myself, it would help me as well. I think that there's sort of like, not necessarily uncertainty with what you're trying to do, just trying to visualize what that looks like.
Yeah, more clarity, yes.
In a clearer fashion, right? So, are you okay to do that and come
Yeah,
back in 2
that's fine.
weeks?
Oh, and you want me to draw it up and then bring it to the planning
Yeah,
zoning
if you
department?
bring it to
Okay.
Dave and he'll upload it, we get a packet of information that is available on the website that, frankly, anyone in the public could see.
Yep.
But he'll upload it on there to make sure that it's on there, so when you come back, we could pull it up and look at it.
Sure,
All right?
all right. Yes,
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, John.
Yep, you're welcome.
Have a great night. Yep. Appreciate you being out. Okay, so we're gonna table that one without objection. All right. We'll table, moving on to item 10D. We're looking for a table on this one.
I'll make a
Commissioner Wolowski?
motion to table SPU number 722.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Cat with a second?
Give it to Cat.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Moving into our business meeting, we have item 11A, BJ's Warehouse Club, Inc., proposed special permit application to construct a 4,800 square foot car wash building within the existing BJ's Warehouse Club parking area and associated site improvements, property located at 75 Spring Street. This is zoned in a business zone. This is SPU 719. Okay. So, this is the special permit application which will allow for the car wash. Do we have a motion on this one?
Any discussion?
We'll open it up for discussion, sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
I would just like to ask, piggybacking off what Commissioner Coles brought up about the landscaping or kind of lack thereof, can we stipulate something about enhancing the buffer and/or, doing a little bit more around the building to make it a little more pleasing?
I think we could,
Or can that be done in-house with staff?
I think we could stipulate that, and if you want to make sure it gets done, and I think that you stipulate it, yeah.
All right. Are you good with that?
I think that sounds good.
All right. Anything else?
On the grounds of stipulations, I would just suggest that we, Dave?
Dave, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know if you're getting there, but there are 2 other stipulations that were mentioned, so,
Yeah, by me?
yeah.
Yeah. So, I was just getting there.
Okay.
I was gonna ask if it pleases the commission to stipulate that there be 10% of the parking be assigned to electric vehicles on this, which would bring it in conformance with the state public act. I criticize the state a lot. I won't criticize it on this. I think that that's a good thing, to allow for public, or for vehicles. And I also would ask for the consideration of a stipulation that the lighting plan show full cutoff lighting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can I just get some clarification on that? It's 10% of what total? It's
Oh,
typically,
the total that's assigned to the car wash.
okay. If it's over, typically if it's over 30 spaces, it would be the 10%.
10% would be
Where
three,
you were coming
right.
from. Okay.
I'm not asking them to put 10% in the entire parking lot. That would be crazy.
Right, and then
Not that I'm above it, but you know.
you mentioned merge signs.
Sorry?
You mentioned merge signs where the comes,
Well, that was
Around
one that
yeah.
Commissioner Britton brought up as well.
Yeah, and I believe they addressed it,
The
so.
request for merge signs on Spring Street, out in front there, that be a stipulation as well.
They had that. You were talking about the.
Car wash, at the entrance to the car wash.
Oh, to the car
two
wash?
goes from 2
Okay.
lanes to 1.
Okay, I thought you were talking about, I got you. I thought you were talking about out on Spring Street, how those lanes sort of come down just before the trail.
Yeah, they've already addressed it.
We don't need to stipulate it. Okay.
I think it's fair to say that they've addressed it in their presentation.
Okay. Anything else?
You want to throw in the pylons?
Huh?
Want to throw in the pylons while we're at it?
I'm not, you know, when we did the signage regulations a couple years ago, we made a deliberate decision not to include signs that are not, that maybe were enhanced, or if a business changed over, that we weren't going to include those. That's just my plea to
We
the
would just look
applicant.
to their better angels to make the right decision in the
Yeah.
future.
Well, doing the right thing is not always the easiest thing, nor the financially advantageous thing, so, you know, I appreciate the business out there. It is a good service to have for our town and our residents. As I said, I use it often. You're not allowed to speak. Okay. I didn't know if you were getting up to say something, but no, we're good. Okay, are we ready to get a motion together,
Yeah.
Steve? Okay. Go for it, man.
I'll make a motion to approve SPU 719 with the following stipulations: that there's a 10% allotment for EV parking for the car wash property only. Also, that the lighting plan meets all Southington zoning regulations, and that a landscape enhancement on the buffer is worked with town staff for improvement. There we go. Improvement.
Improvement, okay.
Improvement. There we
Okay.
go.
Are you guys clear with that, Dave? Are you,
Yeah, and merge signs are out. We're not worried about that.
sorry?
And the merge signage, did we mention that?
They already agreed to that.
They agreed to it. I think Rob feels confident that they'll be good people and honor that agreement, or honor
I'll go
that
check it
local
out.
agreement, so.
Okay.
If not, your next trip up here might not be as receptive, but, okay, so we have a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Commissioner Britton with a second. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, Dave, can you call the roll, please?
Commissioner Coles?
Yes.
Commissioner Britton?
Yes.
Commissioner Caird?
Yes.
Commissioner Chaplinsky?
Yes.
Vice Chair Walewski?
Yes.
And Chair Hammerstein?
Hammers is a yes, vote is 6-0. Application, or SPU 719, is approved. Moving on to item 11B, BJ's Warehouse Club, Inc., proposed site plan application to construct a 4,800 square foot car wash building within the existing BJ's Warehouse Club parking area and associated site improvements, property located at 75 Spring Street. This is also curiously zoned as a business zone, and this is SPR 1904. Commissioner Walewski.
I'll make a motion to approve SPR number 1904 with the aforementioned stipulations from SPU number 719.
Okay, we have a motion. Is there a second?
Second again.
Commissioner Britton with a second. Any discussion? Can you please call the roll?
Commissioner
Dave.
Coles?
Yes.
Commissioner Britton?
Yes.
Commissioner Caird?
Yes.
Commissioner Chaplinsky?
Yes.
Vice Chair Walewski?
Yes.
And Chair Hammerstein?
Hammers is a yes. Motion carries 6-0. Congratulations. Best of luck. Look forward to seeing it. Item 11C, Benjamin and Sarah Ashley Nutting, proposed addition to a basement, first and second floor, basement shed storage area, first floor in-law suite, 562 square feet, and second floor extension of a master bedroom properly located at 827 Pleasant Street. This is zoned in R2025, and this is SPU 720.
I'd like to make a motion to approve SPU 720.
Okay, Commissioner Coles with a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll
Second.
second.
Commissioner Chaplinsky with a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, Dave, can you please call the roll?
Commissioner Coles?
Yes.
Commissioner Britton?
Yes.
Commissioner Caird?
Yes.
Commissioner Chaplinsky?
Yes.
Vice Chair Walewski?
Yes.
And Chair Hammerstein?
Hammers is a yes. Motion carries 6-0. Congratulations. Best of luck. I'm sure it's going to look wonderful when it's done. Thanks for enhancing my neighborhood. Moving on to item 11D, we had a table on this one. Can we just table this for a business meeting piece as well, Commissioner Walewski?
Yes, I make a motion to table SPU 721.
Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Coles with a second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 11E, this item was tabled from the public hearing portion. Can we get a motion to table the business meeting item as well?
So I'll make a motion to table SPU 722.
We have a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Coles, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 11F, also looking for a table on this one. Commissioner Orlowski?
I'll make a motion to table SPR 1905.
We have a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Coles? You guys are like a dynamic duo tonight. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 11G, Boyer Engineering, site plan application for proposed development, including a 7,225 square foot building, associated parking, stormwater management features, landscaping, lighting, property located at 1744 Meriden Waterbury Turnpike. This is zoned as a business zone, and this is SPR 1903.
Good evening, Commissioner.
Are those boards you're going to put up the same thing you're showing on the screen?
We have an architectural rendering as well.
Okay. We don't usually deal with boards, but, okay.
Good evening, Commission. Chaz Evans with Bowler Engineering, offices at 65 LaSalle Road in West Hartford, professional engineer in the state of Connecticut. Here to present to you a proposed O'Reilly Auto Parts store at 1744 Meriden Waterbury Turnpike. In the B zone, currently a residential use as a rental property, looking to provide the store itself 29 parking spaces, above ground stormwater management in the rear of the site, enclosed dumpster enclosure in the rear of the site, and then a retaining wall with a guide rail on the east side of the property abutting the Dollar General. As the site exists today, there's about 14 feet of grade change from the front left corner up against Meriden Waterbury Turnpike until you get to the far rear of the site. With O'Reilly, this would be their second location in Southington. They have one on Queen Street. For those of you not familiar with O'Reilly's business, they do about 60 to 65% of their business as wholesale, selling to mechanic shops, and about 35 to 40% of their business is retail. So they're looking at this, again, to provide additional service to the shops that are around this, and again, to expand business on the southern side of town. We did receive comments from town staff, engineering, and the water department, which we responded to with our letter dated September 24th, and to my understanding, addressed all town comments. Happy to walk through that comment letter if the commission would like. But other than that, it is, as listed, a site plan application, being a permitted use in the zone. One comment I will, just from the letter, on the plan, there is a, just to the east of the building is where we're looking to have the temporary loading zone. O'Reilly's looks to load and unload material kind of on an off-peak nature, and given the narrow width of the site, did not put a standard loading space that's utilized for O'Reilly's. Most of their sites don't have a standalone loading space as it is. And then the loading door, if you've been to a standalone O'Reilly, usually they have a roll-up door for their deliveries or their pickups. That loading door is also in the rear of the site facing the stormwater basin. And then obviously you just have your main entrance shown in the architectural rendering there, abutting Meriden Waterbury Turnpike. With that, we've also adjusted the plan to provide the landscaping islands that were made comment to by the commission, and lighting is provided as well. With that, I'd open up to any comments from or questions from the commission.
Okay, thanks, Chad. Commissioner Orlowski?
So it's difficult for me to see up there. Is that dark line, is that a retaining wall?
To the right of the building?
Yes,
Correct, yeah.
Yeah, can you tell me, you know, what the dimensions of that are and what the construction material is?
Sure. So it's, as shown on the plan, it's about a 1.5, 2 foot wall. It more than likely be modular block.
Okay, so it's not
It's
8 feet tall?
It's
It
between about
doesn't need to be
3 and
engineered or anything like
7.
that?
Yeah, no, the most is 7 feet, kind of right at the peak of the center of the building. You kind of go from a 3 feet up to a 7 foot and then back down to a 3 foot wall, but it'd still be modular block that may have a little bit of geogrid in the higher portions.
7 feet should probably require some engineering, am I correct on that?
It would have a geogrid that would be signed off by a structural engineer, but usually that,
So it'd be, like, the specifications of it would be done by a structural engineer?
Correct.
Correct?
Yep.
Thank you. Yeah. That's all I have, thank you.
Any other questions? Caleb?
So is this facility gonna have oil recycling or oil return, used motor oil?
if they would, that's handled inside the building and
Inside.
not handled out in their trash enclosure.
Okay. And then, and I don't know if you have the answer to this, but, can I still buy a flux capacitor at O'Reilly's? Because I'm looking
Yeah.
to go back in time.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Any other questions for members of the commission? I'm going to ask one of the same questions I asked the last applicant on BJ's. Any electric vehicle dedicated signs in this parking lot?
Not for this one, because we are 29 spaces. And that, the 29 spaces isn't, again, trying to get right under the threshold. Honestly, and from the traffic memo we provided, O'Reilly sees between 14 and 20 spaces utilized. They look to, again, park it out as much as possible in the event that they would see an increase in vehicle demand. But no, not, since we're under the
Okay.
30 threshold, there's not any proposal on this.
Okay. Any other questions for members of the commission?
I have one quick question. So I just want
Yep.
to understand that house in between Dollar General and that's going to be demolished, or is that to the right of that?
The existing house that's on the property? or-
Yeah.
That would be demolished, yep.
Okay, so that, okay, I just want to make sure that little house is not going to be sitting between these two big businesses. That makes sense. Okay.
No, but there will be a house that's housed between AutoZone and O'Reilly's.
Correct.
To
There's,
the
there
other
still
side.
is, there still is a farm and a house between the AutoZone and the O'Reilly.
Oh, okay, so I'm looking at that one there. I don't see anything else.
No, it's-
Is there
you
one I
gotta
can't
go
see
up
in
the
the woods?
street.
Oh, there is, okay. Is it up here, like this?
We're just looking on Google Maps. Just bear with us for a minute.
How do you move low?
So this is where that.
Google
Right
Maps.
here, right? Yeah,
And then
yeah.
there's
Is there a house down here?
there's another house here.
Got it, okay.
And then there's the auto parts place on the other side. of
That's
the
it,
road.
right, okay, got it.
That
Okay.
house between the two businesses remains,
Okay.
right?
Yep.
Any other questions for members of the commission?
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Chad, anything else?
The only other piece of note of approval is we did receive wetlands map amendment, as there's no, the old maps show wetlands throughout all this, that we had a wetlands agent, where Dave was out there, we had a wetland scientist on behalf of O'Reilly survey the property. there's no wetlands on site, so
Okay.
that's been corrected.
Okay.
Thank you.
How many parking spaces on the, Dave, how many parking spaces on the BJ's application?
Total?
Yeah, for the parking, for the car wash itself, dedicated to the
I
car.
don't think he indicated, but I believe it's supposed to be 50.
50?
Required, yeah, it's a big number.
There's 50 required because of the square footage?
Just any car wash in general, I believe.
Okay. So 50 of those spaces are dedicated. So the threshold on the Public Act is 30 or more. So that's why Chad said they went 29, so they're actually below the threshold to require EV spaces.
One point on the EV, I would just ask for clarification in future applications. We've seen different interpretations from different towns, is whether it's EV ready in terms of the conduits are in, or whether the stations have to be active before a CO is issued, like the chargers have to be there. That's surprisingly not clear in the state statute, and
Yeah.
we've seen different towns interpret different.
Maybe
ways.
not a surprise, Chad.
Yeah.
But it's kind of a moot point because in your case, you only have 29 spaces. So
Correct. Yep.
If you hit that extra space,
Yep.
if you want to do that, we could do that. We'll figure it out some way.
Yeah, good.
But 10% of that is going to be dedicated to EV
Yep.
parking. So, but it's a moot point, I think, in your application
Mm-hmm.
anyways. All right? Okay. Do we have a motion here? Steve?
Yeah, I'll make a motion. I'm sorry, I gotta get caught up. A motion to approve SPR 1903 with the stipulations that the outstanding health and water concerns are addressed.
Okay, we have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Coles with a second? Chad, you can sit down. Thank you, though.
Thank you.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
I have a DeLorean that needs extra parts, just saying.
Yeah,
Can we just sing the jingle real quick?
that's okay. All right. Dave, can you call the roll, please?
Commissioner Coles?
Yes.
Commissioner Britton?
Yes.
Commissioner Carey?
Yes.
Commissioner Jablonski?
Yes.
Vice Chair Walowski?
Yes.
Chair Hammersley?
Hammers is a yes. Motion carries 6-0. You're approved. Thank you very much. Best of luck. Item 11H, request for 4,500 bond release, 2,250 E&S and 2,250 subdivision for 445 and 455 Lazy Lane subdivision S1333. Connor, this is ready?
Yes.
Okay. Can we get a motion here?
Make a motion to approve S number 1333.
Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Keard with a second. Any discussion? We just do a voice vote on this thing, right?
Yep, for the release.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 11I, request of an $8,430 E&S bond release for 1422 Marion Avenue, number 6, Upson Place subdivision. This is S1338. Connor, is this ready?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Can we get a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve S number 1338.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Britton with a second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. I had you anyways,
Right,
right? Item 11J, request to reduce the 172,000 subdivision bond to the maintenance level at a value of $17,200 for 927, 935, 951 Shuttle Meadow Road subdivision, S1332. Connor, is this ready?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Do we have a motion?
Make a motion to approve S number 1332.
Is there a second?
Second?
Commissioner Keard?
Sure.
Is that a question, or?
Might have been. I will
All right.
second that motion.
Any discussion on this one?
Can I just ask the question, why reduce it to 10% of the original?
Probably because of
Connor?
progress.
Yeah, it's because of the progress that's been made, substantial.
All right, okay.
Good question.
Just for awareness.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, you don't know what you don't know, and when you learn it, you should question it, so.
You gotta ask in form of a question, though.
What is?
Okay, any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 11K, acceptance of Lavender Lane, subject to the reduction or to the reduced subdivision bond in the amount of $17,200. This is S1332. Is this ready, Connor?
It is.
Okay. We have a motion? Commissioner Woloski?
I'll make a motion to approve S number 1332.
Do we have a second?
Second?
Was that in the form of a question?
I was trying.
Yeah.
What is
I
second?
picked up on it. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We are on to administrative items. Dave, is there anything there?
Not tonight.
Nothing? Receipt of new applications, number 13. Dave?
Yes, A&K Woodworking LLC has a proposed site plan application for a restaurant with alcohol service, property located at 22 Main Street, CB Zone, a former Bank of America building. They're going to propose some rooftop dining out there, and it's SPR number 1906.
Okay, that's for the Bank of America building? They want to put some rooftop dining out there.
Nice.
And we'll see that at our next meeting, Dave, right?
Yes.
Okay. Anything else from the members of the commission? One of my first applications when I was chairman was for the auto zone that's up on Meriden Waterbury Turnpike. And when we got through this one, that hit me. I remembered that. I was like, wow, that was 6 years ago. I got one more left. So we'll see you all back here in 2 weeks if we can get a motion to adjourn. Steve?
So moved.
Oh.
We didn't get a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion
so
to adjourn.
Okay, we have a motion to adjourn. Is there a second?
So moved.
All those in